Welcome back again. This is Mark Pubate. I wanted to make these clips as my own personal tributes to the iPod Classic. You know what? A couple of days ago, I read news on CNN webpage, and there was a story about the iPod Classics is fading. The Apple product line. It will be discontinued very soon, and the story refers to Steve Jobs, which is my boss. And it says Steve Jobs did not mention about the iPod Classic during the last presentation about the new product lines of the Apple iPod. So I felt really sad about losing iPod Classic. Let me share with you my story. Back in 2006, I was working at a very huge shopping mall, and at the time, that shopping mall, they have only visitors come from around the world. They don't have local people at the time. So I met a number of travelers who carry backpacks from around the world. Okay, going to that shopping mall and I met them, and they all carry iPod Classic in their backpack, in their pocket. At the time, I worked as an interpreter. I translate word by word to those technicians who couldn't speak English. And then the most symptoms that I found at the times about the iPod Classic was the hard drive tend to like crash easily because um, I think one of the reasons that the iPod Classic is now leaving Apple product lines because they didn't put any chance onto it because the iPod Classic used old-fashioned hard drive. We call this spinning hard drive. The size of the hard drive is 1.8 inch, so it's very small. This hard drive can be found in MacBook Air also. Okay, but when we use spinning hard drive, when we dropped it, okay, the spinning hard drive is very vulnerable due to vibration. So when we drop it or when we run with it, it tends to be easily broken. It's very easy. But if we take a close look at the probably the iPod Touch or iPod Nanos or the iPod Shuffle, they use solid state drive, which is flash drive, so you can run it, you can do whatever you want with it. But few people are aware of one thing: solid state drive is not perfect. It's very weak to power source. If we send electromagnetics into that with a very high voltage of electricity into that, give it power source, in 1 second you will lose all your information. Okay, but if you use old-fashioned spinning hard drive, it's very strong against power source, but it's very weak for any physically force damages. You got what I mean? So nothing is always right and nothing is always wrong. But honestly, I think iPod Classic is great. Why? Because it has the largest capacity on the range. 160 gigabytes of storage. Could host up to 40,000 songs. So that's the largest on the range. You know what? How funny it is because I work as an interpreter also. Sometimes I help those technicians in my company and they couldn't speak English. When someone comes to the Mac Service Center with the iPod Classic, uh, I think the most frequent asked question or the symptom is the hard drives might be broken. Okay, but if someone bring the iPod Touch to the iPhones, okay, I think the most seen symptoms or condition is the broken glass of the screen, or you drop it or spill any waters onto that. Okay, so still exactly the same. The iPod Classic is now available in only one configuration throughout the world, 160 gigabytes. It uses very old spinning hard drive. Okay, so I hope that Apple may not kick it out from product line. Okay, and still let it live. I just want to make this clip for my personal tributes to iPod Classic. That's all. And I hope if you really like Apple, I wanted you to buy iPod Classic. I mean, you might have iPod Touch, you might have iPod Shuffle, you might have iPod Nano, but please spend a little money and buy a classic one, probably for your mother, for your dad, or something. I think in the future it will become a very good collection piece. Thanks for watching.